Okay, guys, so we're back with the second example, and this has to deal with the regulative frequency. So on your paper, just like mine, you have your table, okay? And so it gave you the frequency. Now they want to know the relative frequency. So this is where it comes into play, where we can actually analyze the data that's in this total beyond what is the total of how many voted for each color. We can actually find percentages and calculate, like they said, if someone was more likely to pick this if they chose this color. Gives it to us all here. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Alright, so the first thing you have to do is make a two-way table of the relative frequencies. Ta-da! Well, wait a second. This is only our two-way table. It's not a relative. So we have to go back and do that. Find the relative frequency for each, and you want to fill in column. Divide each frequency by its corresponding total. So, how many people chose 4? Well, 4 out of how many? 9 chose it, which is about 4%, or 4.44 as a decimal. How many chose red? Well, 3 out of 9. That's going to be equal to 0.3. And then 2 out of 9 for green. That's going to equal 0.3. So all we're doing is we're taking how many chose each one and dividing it by its total. So I'll do square with you, and then I want you to go ahead and do triangle. So the square, how many chose blue? Well, 3 out of 9 did, so again, that's 0.3. How many chose the square? 3 out of 9 chose the square. 5 out of 9 chose red. I'm so sorry. I messed up. We're looking at the totals for each. So 4 out of 9, 3 out of 9. So this should be, okay, this be screwed up. We're looking at the totals here. So this one should be 4 out of 9 here. 3 out of the total 10. And then 2 out of the 6. That is correct. I apologize. It's late. Really late. Alright. Then the 3 out of the 9 is 0.03. 5 out of the 10 is 0.5, and then 1 out of 6 is going to be 0.16, repeating, okay? Or the 6 is just repeating, not the 1. Alright, then for a triangle, 2 out of 9, 2 out of 10, 3 out of 6, this is going to be 0.5, this is going to be 0.2, and then this again is going to be 0.2, repeating. Then we have to figure out, okay, the total then is 9 out of how many? 9. So that is 1.0. 10 out of 10, which equals 1.0. And then 6 out of 6 equals 1.0. Okay, now that we figured that all out. So now I can analyze the data. So according to the table, blank or blank of the student who favored blue also likes circles. Alright, so we want blue and we want circles. It's this here. So 0.4, or we can write this as a decimal, which is always better, is 44%. Remember, I just moved the decimal over 2 places to the right. Favored the blue and the circle. Also like circles. Blank of the students favored blue and the triangles. Blue and the triangles, well, 0.2 repeating, which is the same as 22%. Okay, so now we need to draw conclusions. So that means we have to go back to our original question. So for the students surveyed, there is evidence that, well, let's look at our question. The frequency table shows the results. Is the evidence that the students who like the blue also are likely to want a triangular decal? Well, if you're looking at this here, only 2 out of the 9 selected the triangle, even though they selected blue. So more students who liked blue preferred a round, so meaning the circle decal, than the triangle. So this is actually not true, and we could prove that this evidence is incorrect, because if you're looking at it, look, 44% is way more than 22%, so we know that more actually liked a circle-looking decal than a triangle. And I don't know if I've seen a triangle one, and I know personally I don't find them appealing to the eye. Alright, what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video now and do the quick check. I am going to go up and I'm going to fill in the rest of your, I'm going to go over the answers verbally with you, but I want you to go ahead and try it first. So go ahead and pause the video. Alright, and we are back. So if I were to go through this with you, first I'm going to list each thing in my table. So, for the turkey sandwich, there were 6 girls and 8 boys who liked turkey, making a total of 14. For the grilled chicken, there were 7 girls, 3 boys, making a total of 10. For the veggie pizza, there were 4 girls and 2 boys, making a total of 6. Then we had to add up our columns. 6 plus 7 plus 4 is 17. 8 plus 3 plus 2 is 13. I apologize, we have to add up our rows. And then we wanted to see the totals of our totals. 14 plus 10 plus 6 is 30. So there was a total of 30 students who participated in the survey. So if you look at the question, it says, according to the survey, what is the least popular? Meaning no one really picked it. Well, it's obvious. It's the veggie burger. If we look at all the totals on the bottom row, 6 is the total for the veggie pizza. And so not many people like that. More people wanted either the grilled chicken or the turkey sandwich. Okay. So I would write something like the veggie pizza is the least popular lunch. We want to get in the habit of writing our answers in complete sentences and not just listing them, because the PSSA is going to look for complete sentences, and also it makes you a better student when you're writing in complete sentences, because then I don't have to be like, the veggie burger what, or the veggie pizza what. I know what it is. It was the least popular lunch choice. Okay, so then it says use the data from example 2. Alright, is there evidence for students who favor red are more likely to prefer a triangle decal than a square one? Well, let's take a look. So, red, those who favored red, are they more likely to prefer a triangle over a square one? And we would look and say, well, here's the square. This is going to be 50% and this is 20. So we'd say, no, more actually prefer the square, not the triangle. So I would say, no, according to the table, only 20% like the triangle decal and red, and whereas there are 50% who prefer the triangle decal or the square decal that is red. So students favor red squares the most. All right, that's all for the lesson. I want you now to go ahead and attempt the reteaching, and then if you're done that, you can move on to your homework. All right, have a good day.